Ladies and gentlemen, this is former WCW and TNA ring announcer David Penzer, also author of Sitting Ringside Volume 1, and you are watching and listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 240 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. and with me as always is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, it's been 7 days and we have a lot of questions that need to be answered. And thankfully they should be answered here tonight. Who will be the NWA World Champion? Who's getting fired? Who will be the partner for the James Gang against Team 3D? And what was Sting's request to Jim Cornette? We'll find all that out and probably much, much more on this week's episode of Impact. And we are just a mere 3 weeks away until Victory Road. So Dallas, how you feeling? We have a new X Division champion too from last week because Senshi defeated Samoa Joe and Sanjay Dutt in a 3-way. And Scott Steiner had a little thing to do with that with a steel chair to the noggin of Samoa Joe. But hey, let's ignore that. We've got a new champion. We enjoyed last week's episode. But Dallas, how are you feeling about all these questions and the answers that we need?
There's a lot going on right now. So I am definitely looking forward to continuing to see how it evolves. Last week's episode was pretty good after Slammiversary. I feel like we're going to be on the upswing. I'm feeling good. Even if we had about 7 segments on our last show about what's Jim Cornette going to do? Why is he in his office? We saw him once at the beginning of the show, which, trust me, is plenty. But I did find it interesting that he was just behind a closed door for the rest of the episode. But, as well. Which is weird because he's clearly there. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, you would think they would have done that in an instance where like he couldn't make the booking, so they just like he's in his office all day.
Exactly. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's do a quick rundown of the show that we just watched last week. Where we saw AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels retain those tag team titles against the Diamonds in the Rough in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And it may be the last time we see them for quite some time is kind of how it sounds. We'll see about that. Monty Brown won a match against one of the biggest pieces of shit losers ever in about 55 seconds, which is way too long, honestly, for him. But even more interestingly, after the match, when Conan tried to get him to join LAX, and he was like, nah. He's like, okay, if you want to be like Ron Killings and Sanjay Dutt, then that's fine. And then Ron Killings came out, and there was a bit of a brawl. So it was pretty fun. And then, as Bob noted, in the main event, Senshi defeated Samoa Joe and Sanjay Dutt in 9 minutes, 26 seconds to win the X Division title after Scott Steiner came out, hit Samoa Joe in the head with a chair. Senshi hit the Warriors way, and we've crowned officially a new X Division champion. Pretty exciting stuff. So we are making moves here.
Yeah, a pretty good show coming off of Slammiversary for sure.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Speaking of that show, that was the June 22nd. It did a 1.08 rating and a new record of 1.4 million viewers. Pretty exciting. TNA is up 29% in total viewers from Thursday. Most of that increase nearly doubling the Prime Male demo, 18 to 34, from a 0.8 to a 1.5. And that's largely due to the UFC handing them well over 3.0 in that demo, since the fights in the final quarter do giant numbers in that demo. So pretty fun stuff. Pretty cool. From there, we have a bunch of interesting stuff we're going to talk about here. So, where do I even start, Bob? I don't even know.
Probably at the beginning.
At the beginning? You know what? You're right. Let me go to the top of my page. We'll start with a little Alvarez interview note quick, because it's kind of like a two-parter, so I figured it'd just be easier to knock out here. Kevin Nash was on Wrestling Weekly and said that his health was fine and his cardiologist had no problems with him getting in the ring. He said that his dream match would be against Samoa Joe.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that would be that'd be a clash of styles.
Imagine the muscle buster on Kevin Nash. Do you imagine that?
No, I don't want to.
Yeah. Nash on a TNA conference call, which Alvarez kind of says is actually probably the same audio used for Wrestling Weekly, also said that he'd been suffering from chest pains a month or so back and was worried because of his family history of heart disease, but then went to get a physical, and then that's when he was told he was fine. So that's where the audio kind of crosses. Nash was asked what Chris Sabin would have to do to beat him at the pay-per-view. So this is pre-Slammiversary. He said, he has to pin me.
I mean, would you expect any other answer from Nash?
Isn't that the best Kevin Nash answer? Well, what does he have to do to beat you? He's got to pin me.
You got pin.
Okay, thank you, Kevin Nash.
Well, why would he, if this was a shoot, why would he reveal what he's got to do to beat him? He's like, oh, well, my left knee hurts. So if you want to go after that, that'd be good. My shoulder's a little shaky. So if you want to put an arm bar on my tap, who knows? We'll see how it goes.
Anyway, Southern Championship Wrestling. This is like very random. It's going to kind of spill into probably some indie notes that you'll eventually tell us. But Southern Championship Wrestling drew about 1,500 fans on June 24th in Cocoa Beach, Florida, for a show headlined by Scott Steiner beating Monty Brown and featured Team 3D, AJ Styles, Raven, Kip James, and Ron Killings from TNA, along with Jake Roberts, Kevin Sullivan, and Billy Kidman. Apparently, Styles beat Raven with Larry Zbyszko as a ref when he worked the TNA storyline, so Zbyszko screwed Raven over.
Wait, who beat Raven?
AJ Styles.
Oh, okay.
The report that we got was they could probably have drawn the same amount with just Team 3D being there, as people were amazed how over they were and how many people came with Dudley Boys t-shirts. Intermission lasted an hour because so many people wanted autographs and photos taken with them. Yeah. And then apparently the show ran so long that after their match, the Team 3Ds, a lot of people left. So when Steiner and Monty Brown was in the ring as the main event, he was told that the crowd was about 1/5 what it was earlier in the night.
Wow.
That's pretty bad. I remember, this reminds me of a time, I don't know if I was with you or not, I can't remember. There was a 2CW show in Watertown.
I know what you're...
Oh, wait, was this the ladder? It might have been the TLC one.
It was. Because
Okay.
it was Duggan.
So Hacksaw Jim Duggan was there. And dude, after he came out, the whole place emptied. It was like, what in the world?
Yeah, so Duggan, it was Duggan and like... I don't even know who he teamed with, but it would not be classified as a strong main event.
No, but that place emptied out.
But so, yeah, that match happens, and then fucking people are just leaving in droves. And they get on the mic and they go, ladies and gentlemen, we still have our ladder match between Sean Carr and Nick Ando, whatever. And like a few people were like, what? Okay. And they trickled back in. But an enormous amount of people.
Yeah,
I mean, that place, there was probably at least, I would say, close to like 2,000 people.
And a lot of them were, because we were up in the bleachers, so we watched everyone just peace out.
People just bounced. I was
crazy.
Like, wow. That was surprising. That just shows you the market, though. And they, people were there for the legend of WWE. They didn't care that there was a TLC match.
And that's how that
guys they don't know.
That's how the Watertown market was.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that was that was definitely that was crazy. I do remember that. That was a good show too, though.
Yes, it was. So, interesting note about Bound for Glory, Bob. Unofficially, it will be on October 22nd from the Detroit area.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, it's not a lock yet, but it is the working plan. Because the first house show, of course, here in Detroit, we kind of had promoted by ICP, because they kind of took it over, made, quote, hardly any money, according to ICP, but was a ton of fun. So after the show, they asked if they could promote a pay-per-view because they believed they could sell the building out and it would look great. A couple of months passed, and TNA asked ICP if they'd mind if TNA promoted the show on its own. They said it's fine with them. TNA later offered to have their promotional company handle the local promotion on the show. But October is now a busy month for their record company, with 2 acts touring, including ICP themselves, so they passed. The ICP did pitch TNA an angle for September, where they have a new album out, but nothing more has happened. So it's pretty interesting. Now, most likely, the November pay-per-view will be back in Orlando. So there will be pay-per-views after that point, both in and out of Orlando, although nothing is finalized at this point.
Okay, so I hate that they would be going back to Orlando the next month.
I have a feeling that they would do that because they have to have it planned and they want to make sure it's going to work outside before they just decide on moving around. So I'm assuming that's what's happening.
Now, I think it is quite interesting that it's Bound for Glory, because guess what? It's going to be really the first time in almost 2 years, really, that we'll see how well things are connecting with an audience outside of Orlando.
Right.
So, like, if somebody makes an entrance, like Orlando might love them, but then Detroit, it's gonna be like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? I think a really good example of that would be like Lance Hoyt and Matt Bentley, 2 guys that really we haven't seen much of since their blow-off match of their explosion feud.
Right.
You have the Bentley bounce, right? That's a thing in Orlando.
That's an
probably
Orlando
wouldn't
thing.
be a thing in Detroit. Lance Hoyt in the Hoyt section, probably not going to be a thing in Detroit. Just things like that. Now things will probably change by the time we get to October, considerably, but it should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Jim Cornette was in the hospital the day before leaving for Orlando because he has so little range of motion in his knee. So at the pay-per-view, the spot where he threw the cane wasn't planned, of course, and you could tell when it happened.
I think it slipped out of his hand.
Oh, it definitely did.
I don't think he meant it.
No. It was actually almost a panic situation. He was swinging the cane, and with the heat, he was sweating heavily, which is that a surprise to anyone? And the cane flew out of his hand and into the crowd. At that point, he basically had no choice than to somehow move very slowly on the ramp without the cane. It was described that on the first night with the building filled with hardcore fans, he got face reaction. So it worked out okay. But and now, of course, as we saw, he was just booed pretty heavily on his Impact debut last week. So it's very interesting.
I wonder if he got booed because, it's essentially a second night and he's already like, someone's getting fired. I feel like when you're at a job, right, and some new boss comes in, and he's like, hey guy, how you doing, everybody? Great. Someone's getting fired. You're not gonna be like, yeah, I love this guy. You're gonna be like, oh fuck. Is it me? Like, is it gonna be my favorite coworker?
I think that's more of it. I mean, Dave mentions that the crowd's filled with a lot of park goers who only know him from the old days, but I feel like it's more because he came in and was like, I'm going to fire people.
Yeah. No, that's got to be what it is.
I think it is. Yeah. He is going to be missing the July pay-per-view, so Victory Road, because of a prior ROH commitment, and the August pay-per-view because he had committed to a wrestling convention in Washington, D.C. that weekend. So. And apparently his deal is if he's needed, he'll come into Nashville and tape interviews that will be inserted into TV. So when he misses these kind of things, they'll fill out the blanks. So we'll see how that goes. Now this one, actually I'm saving this one for last. There's a good one. There's a big, long, good note. I'm going to save that though. Hey, I had another note. We already talked about this last week. How do you say it again, Bob? Massachusetts? Wow. Lol.
Lowell, Massachusetts.
Lol. Well, there will be TNA talent on the July 7th show in Lol. So I guess that's all there is to say about that. Lol. Lol. Okay, anyway. So he writes here, this was the best description we got of the annual licensing show. What is that? What is this? Hold on. Oh, no, here we go. Okay, this is what... Okay, I did these notes about like 12:30 last night, and I was falling asleep. So this is the description we got from the annual licensing show in New York last week. So WWE had a large booth with memorabilia, lots of photos and flags you could see from miles away. They had Melina and Matt Hardy doing autographs, which was not the level of names that they've brought in prior years. But TNA had, quote, a sad little booth, very tiny, with a black and white impact banner, an uncovered card table, a few brochures, and one person sitting there reading. So this guy who was there said that if you were there, you'd have to have a presence and a mission. And with what they brought in, he said they couldn't even see why they bothered to show up.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, why would you go?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Save yourself the embarrassment and don't go.
Yeah. Bob, on our 2 episodes ago, Slammiversary, we kind of were confused of why Raven wasn't on the show, because he was rumored to be doing an angle with Zbyszko and all that. Well, apparently he was supposed to, and then he was hospitalized that day, and he could not attend.
Jeez.
So.
Does it tell us what happened?
No. But apparently he recovered enough. I'll just tell you this. So it's kind of a slight spoiler alert. He was at the taping the next day. We haven't seen him yet. We might see him on today's episode. I don't know. But he was at least there.
Okay. So
it must not have been too bad. Our new favorite mystery woman, Jamie D, or I don't even know how to say her actual last name, Dauncey. Dauncey, I don't know. The China look-alike woman, as Dave calls her, will be known as her name will be known or decided on at the July 3rd taping.
I haven't even decided on her name. She's still just that woman?
Yeah.
On July 3rd? That means on this show that we're watching right now?
No, at the taping after this.
That's what I'm saying. So even right now, they don't know the name.
Yeah, correct.
Technically. Oh, God.
Now, 2 names that have been talked about.
Oh, God.
These are so...
Before you even say
they're so bad.
Okay. Emerald and Jackhammer.
You're not too far off. The first one is Amazonia.
Oh, my God, no. No.
And then Xena with an X.
I'd go Xena.
They've been talking about
not
Amazona.
No.
No. So they've been talked about, and a few names are being researched to find out if there's any trademarks. Now, the most likely name, whatever it is not one of the names that has come out. So hopefully neither one of those names is. I think they should just call her regular name, to be honest with you.
I would just say that woman.
That woman. Right.
Oh, I know what you could do. Have her be called Nin. No introduction needed. And here comes Nin. She can even take Kip's shirt. This is great.
That's a good idea. Bob, my final note here. It's a one that you're going to be really excited about. Bill Goldberg ended up talking a lot about TNA during a media conference on June 21st to promote the WFA show. Now, he was pretty clear in saying that it wasn't something he's looking at doing anytime soon. He said
Never.
Yeah, exactly. He said he'd first have to come to make a deal with Spike. No way. Before TNA, and right now, with his son just being born, he's not considering it in the near future. The Spike reference seems to indicate he's wanting Sting money. And quite frankly, you'd think from the perspective he would. He said Sting has talked to him about it. He said the main motivation for going would be to compete with Vince, who is one of his least favorite people in the world. But he didn't want to go in unless TNA could make the financial upgrades necessary in talent, production, and get a better time slot. Right now, he saw TNA as a small company that can't compete with WWE and categorized them very different from the WFA, which I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that is. But,
I have no idea what that is.
which he believes booked the level of talent for its debut show, comparable to a UFC show. So it must be a mixed martial arts thing. And is planning to going head-to-head against them. So this WFA is trying to compete with the UFC at the time. He didn't seem positive about TNA product and really blew off a mention of Samoa Joe. When asked how he'd do against him, he said he'd break his neck. When asked if he'd seen the show, he said, quote, "I've stomached it," and said that it is far behind WWE in terms of production and talent. Another thing, he said that TNA would be stupid to not sign him and Lesnar. So, there you go. Legally, due to confidentiality clause, we don't even know if TNA can sign Lesnar yet, and has never seriously spoken to him. He said when Sting signed, he called Sting up and asked him, because he was under the impression that if Sting had no interest in going back to wrestling, he said if TNA was good enough for Sting, it would be good enough for him to consider. He said if he really wanted to try and surpass Vince, he'd love to work with them for a short period of time, but they'd have to show the commitment. That just isn't a realistic possibility, of course, unless Viacom or a similar media conglomerate like Fox buys the company and makes it a worldwide priority, and nobody has seen speculation on that because, it's just the ante's too high to play that game. So, anyways, he doesn't see it happening. So, there you go.
You'd be an idiot to not sign me and Brock.
But I'm not thinking about. I don't want to do it. But you'd be really dumb.
I've stomached the show, but you'd be dumb if you didn't sign it.
Dude, that's what I mean. Does that not just fully contradict himself over and over again there?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Now, here's the thing. Let's say they did sign Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. I would for sure hate the product because those two guys would just fucking steamroll everybody.
Well, and I hate to say it too. Sting has already made more appearances than Goldberg or Brock would if they did get signed.
Yeah.
I just feel like we wouldn't see him. I just don't think it'd be worth it. You would never see him.
And I mean, Goldberg does not really fit TNA. It just wouldn't work.
I don't know if either one of them do, really.
Lesnar would more so than.
No, that's true. I don't know, dude. They've got a bunch of WCW.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's all it is. Those WCW marks. Finger poke of doom. That's what killed it.
He's such a wrestler. I fucking hate the show, but you'd be dumb if you didn't sign me.
Yeah, I don't know if I have no interest in going, by the way, but you'd be real dumb to not pay me to come there.
Like, I don't have the time, but like, if they had the money, I would. And they
It's
had
silly.
a better TV time slot, then I would do it.
It's so silly, dude. I'm not surprised, though.
Typical.
But yeah, that covers our pre-show notes, Bob. I got a few more we'll talk about during today's show, but not as much as last time. So I'm looking forward to getting into this episode, though.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's get all of our questions fucking answered, all right? This show is approximately 43 minutes long. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app or find it in your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3. When I say play, that is when we are going to start the show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA. New face of professional wrestling. And here's our flashback. Boom! Scott Steiner with that chair laying out Samoa Joe. I came here to fight.
My name is Brandon, and I'm a champion.
We're seeing Slammiversary recaps again about the world title. With Jim Cornette. This company needs some straightening out. I can't wait to see what this dude says. Who's going to be the champion all of a sudden? He's either going to give it to someone, or it's going to be like a mini tournament that leads us to Victory Road, which will be kind of dumb too.
Okay, well, I hope it's not a tournament.
TNA loves their tournaments, man.
That's my belt. That's my belt. Here we go, the opening.
Do we start off with a Jim Cornette promo immediately again?
I
hope not.
I hope. I like how Mikey Batts is still in the opening.
Yeah, remember him?
Getting pounds.
What a throwback. Okay. The first ever company meeting. So we might not be starting off with that. That's good. And who was getting fired? Anything's possible.
Who's getting fired tonight? Pyro, baby. Love it. You know what, Dallas? I just thought about this. What if they didn't do pyro every time? They just cut into the one time they've done pyro.
Oh my god, dude. That'd be so funny. Here comes Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Better than Cornette starting us off. I'll take
high
it.
school frat boy right here. I should be the NWA World Champion because that's how I roll.
Oh, did we mention on our last episode we saw a lot of bikinis too? Did we say that?
No, but we should.
Yeah, we saw that.
I saw some side boob. I saw almost a butthole.
There
was a lot going on.
It was a wild episode, guys.
Yeah, it was. Dallas fucking screen grab stuff, and it's gonna be on the Twitter page, so make sure you
follow us at Cross the Line TNA for potential butthole shots.
Yep. And I can put the screen grabs through AI and put it on our Patreon page, and they'll be naked. It'd be great.
Whoa.
Yeah, me either.
I'm looking at the notes that Dave wrote about the last week's episode. I usually been skipping over them because there's not really. I usually try not to spoil it and stuff, but the double tapings, it's hard. He adds, Cornette being there elevates the quality of the show. Does it?
I don't know about that.
Does it?
If I'm TNA, I'm trying to avoid getting older.
I think Jim Cornette makes it older.
It makes it a lot older. And it's like him and Sabisco. It's like, this is not 1997.
Yo, we need more Yo Mama jokes.
Yes. Yes. Please, yes. What we need is not to have authority figure storylines. But
right
here in 2024, it still happens.
Yeah.
It's the crutch that just will not go away. There's always got to be some kind of feud over power. I don't get it.
Well, Stinger's out here now. Is Sting going to tell Christian Cage what his meeting was? I'm just going to get right to the point, Stinger. There's going to be a company meeting. And I know that Jim Cornette's going to do the right thing. He's going to give me back my World Heavyweight Championship.
No, he's not.
There's no fucking way. If all you truly want is a shot at becoming the champion, you got it. There you go. Look how nice he is. He gave him a shot at the title. You at least have the balls to say it to my face. Excuse me, Jeff Jarrett. Oh,
that's an insult. Burn.
I thought I was coming out here to talk to Christian Cage. Oh, dude, Christian, please just tell me you didn't call me Jeff Jarrett. Am I wearing white pants? Do I look like a complete ass to you? Well, sort of.
The fans were like, yes.
At this very moment, you do. Oh.
Christian is turning heel, dude. There's no fucking doubt about it.
Don't point your finger at me again or I'll bite it right off.
How the hell would you bite it off?
You think I don't know what it's like to be you? Oh, yeah, you're under a microscope. You're a wanted man. You're cracking under pressure. Yeah. Christian's like, I'm not.
I'm not cracking. He's not even the champion. No one's coming after him.
Broad stroke here. It's not about the world title.
Yeah.
You're worried about what I said to Cornette, aren't you?
Yeah. What did you say?
The other problem here is Jeff Jarrett. Oh, and the match involves you. A tag match. Next week. Whoa. Sting and Christian Cage versus Steiner and Jarrett next week. That was Sting's wish. That's it. That's all I wanted.
Why wouldn't he just tell Christian that from the get-go? Why do you have to be such a prick about it?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Christian put his hand on the microphone. I get it.
Oh, next week it's showtime. Okay,
So
they're on the same page.
they cool now?
Yeah,
Put your hand out. Shake his hand. No.
Oh, AMW versus Team 3D.
Okay.
We're going to get Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett's reaction for what we just witnessed, and here we are backstage.
Here's the reaction.
Sting, what's it like going through a match that you know you can't win? Why does his biceps look like that, though?
Because he just fucking drinks steroids.
They got better muscle tone than you, Christian Cage.
It's like he has worms in his arms, and they're just, like, hanging out.
I know what's going to happen tonight. 7 days to think about the situation. Jarrett says, Cornette, you have no options. You only have one decision to make. You hate the fact that I've backed you in the corner. Every wrestling fan around the world. I might be the most hated man in wrestling, but I'm also the smartest. That might be true.
That might be.
That might be pretty accurate.
I mean, Triple H is up there by this point. 2006.
Yep.
Or wait, was DX together again? I think so.
Oh, yeah. By now, I think they had to have been.
So maybe he's not hated. He was, though, for a while.
Oh, here comes Team Canada. Tag team match. Who do we got?
Petey and Eric?
Yep, looks like it. EY's wearing a Team Canada flag as a cape. Bob, Jeff Jarrett was on Between the Ropes. He said an announcement should be coming soon regarding pay-per-views outside of Orlando. He said the company would probably be doing a lot more touring by the end of the year. Now, regarding the comment by Paul Heyman to Alex Marvez that TNA wasn't even a consideration to anyone in the industry, he said, quote, "It's not a consideration to anyone in the industry. Go ask Rhino that. Is Rhino not in the industry? And we're not a consideration. It sort of boggles my mind that every opportunity WWE gets to file off any kind of legal letter, they do. It's truly a David versus Goliath story. That's their prerogative. That's how Vince McMahon does business and has all of his guys that work for him with that mentality. Vince is very successful. He's going to make ECW successful in spite of Paul."
Wow.
So there's that. It looks like Team Canada is fighting Chris Sabin and Jay Lethal.
Is this what Sabin and Lethal were excited about? They wanted
They wanted a match too.
Why were they so excited about that? Well, anyway, any notes here for Chris Sabin? June 23rd, He competed in a three-way dance for a number one contendership for the UWA Light Heavyweight Championship. Well, he lost that. Alex Shelley defeated Chris Sabin and Sanjay Dutt. And then on June 24th, Chris Sabin teamed up with Kevin Steen to defeat the team of Cape Fear, which is El Generico and Quicksilver at Pro Wrestling Guerrillas from parts well known in Los Angeles, California. And then let's see about Jay Lethal. Nothing. Great. You guys gotta book Jay Lethal, okay? Just do it.
Come on. What are we doing?
Yeah. Why doesn't he get booked? I'm not booked, Terry. Terry, I'm not booked. Petey Williams has an indie note. June 23rd for UWA Hardcore, The Art of Combat. He lost to UWA Canadian champion Puma. I believe that Puma yes, it is. TJP.
Yep, we've seen him before.
Yep, TNA mainstay.
We're back from commercial with a little highlight video.
It's how you play the game. Yeah, let's see here.
Victory isn't everything, it's the only thing.
Victory Road.
Back from commercial.
Interesting.
Demore's in a neck brace. I just noticed that.
Yeah,
From
a gore,
Oh, true. Yeah, right.
The whiplash.
Do you have any more? Do you have more indie notes for this, or is that everything for this match?
For this match, that's it.
Oh, okay. I just want to get this out of the way because I don't even want to keep thinking about it. The stars of that new Beverly Hillbillies knockoff show that's going to be on Spike, which Dave says looks ungodly awful by the previews. So, as I mentioned last week, they were at this taping. So he says that's a new lead-in until August with the new season of Ultimate Fighter starts back. It was suggested, but not forced, that on TV they do an angle with them. TNA opted against doing the angle.
Oh, shit. Well, thank God. What would you do?
I don't know. But he notes again, he says the fat guy who was in the front row taking their shirts off at the taping. So we mentioned that last week, that the rednecks taking their shirts off. Now, they were never shown or acknowledged on the first hour. And Dave says he doesn't know if it'll air anything on hour 2. So we'll see what happens during our show. But I just don't want to think about this anymore. So
they must not be on the...
I think they're on the other side.
On the other side. They're not on the hard cam side. Clearly they're not.
Well, also an interesting thing that Spike is trying to... or how they're thinking... Dave says he can't really explain it, and he thinks it's very interesting, but apparently Spike TV executives, for whatever reason, consider ECW as a direct competition to TNA.
Spike TV did?
Yeah, their executives consider it direct competition.
But it's not.
Yeah.
ECW's on Tuesdays, isn't it?
Well, and he says, so Dave says, I sort of see it in the idea that they're both battling for number 2 in some fans' eyes, but the reality is that there's no ECW. It's just another WWE brand.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And apparently, and anyways, he says they see TNA as being behind in a ratings war for number 2 and by a large margin. So they're just considering it to be.
So if ECW, by their logic, was number 2, then TNA would become number 3.
Yeah.
No. ECW is under the WWE banner, so it's WWE. That's
right.
Basically how it works.
Eric, I'm going for the cover. No. That was almost a 3. I think they kicked out before he even started to put his hand back down for the 3, but...
That's all right.
Petey getting tagged back in. Quick tags in and out by Team Canada here.
Maybe A1 will get fired.
That could be.
Cornette would be like, I don't like A1 steak sauce. I only like Jim Ross steak sauce, and you're fired.
That's slobber knocker good. Just like I was slobbing on Missy Hyatt's knockers for 2 years. I was rocking her world. She was rocking mine.
Yes, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to picture Jim Ross going down on Missy Hyatt.
Oh. Maybe, do you think that's why he was just in the hospital recently? Because they were like doing it again? Like they had a quick hookup?
Maybe that's why he smokes. To get the taste out of his mouth.
Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? Sabin dives to the floor, takes out Rude and A1.
Whoa,
nice.
What was that?
It was like
a drop kick, but like a backflip.
Yeah. Oh, Shelly.
Now this is a shirt that he hates.
Hold on. Johnny Devine.
Wait. So is he not Team Canada anymore?
What? Well, he kind of helped distract him because look there's the Canadian Destroyer on Jay Lethal.
That should do it.
Oh yeah. Has anyone even kicked out of that yet?
The Canadian Destroyer, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
No one should, as long as Petey's doing it.
No, that's the important part, right?
As long as Petey's doing it. Like, you can kick out of the DDT, but you don't kick out of Jake Roberts' DDT. Unless you're the Undertaker. Trust me.
Okay, so Johnny Devine has been hired by Alex Shelley as a cameraman. Very interesting. What is this? Oh, here you go. The training stuff with Shane Douglas and the Naturals.
They're doing push-ups. He's wearing a headband.
They all are. I can't hand it to you guys.
Wait, they're beating each other up.
It's training. Oh. In the empty arena. Use your head, not your energy. He's yelling at him. You want to be at the top of this business. You want to be TNA Tag Team Champions. Hit the stairs.
Dude, if he told me to run that, I'd be like, I'll quit. In Orlando, I'm barfing.
Well, right.
Bullshit. They did not just run a 4-3. Get out of here.
They did.
If they ran a 4-3, the NFL is calling them right now.
Here comes the alpha male. Bob, Shane Douglas was on Monday Night Mayhem and said that his battles with drug addiction were even worse than losing his father, and that TNA never pressured him to talk about the situation. He said that he did it because he could, if he could touch one life, it was a battle won. He said the worst thing to do if you have an addiction is to hide it, and if you go into one place to help and they slam the door in your face, keep going to the next door. So Shane Douglas is in a much better headspace now.
Yeah, but he said that his drug addiction was worse than losing his father.
Yeah. His battles with it.
Oh, so compared to his battle of accepting that.
Yeah. Gotcha. Monty Brown facing off against Norman Smiley.
That's right. Big wiggle.
Who is taller than Monty Brown, for the record?
He may be taller, but he's still going to lose.
You don't know.
If Norman, okay, so Monty Brown just slapped Norman, and then Norman kind of forgot to sell the slap, and then he sold it. He got slapped, and he was about to look at him like, what? And he's like, oh wait, I'm Norman. I gotta sell it. Whoops. For those of you who don't know, Norman Smiley is a coach in NXT and has been for a long time. Also a former WCW hardcore champion. He once put a mop in a wood chipper.
Oh.
That was Chavo Guerrero's girlfriend, long before Raven did it to Perry Saturn.
Really?
It's pretty devastating.
Oh, it's always saying.
I can't remember what pay-per-view that they had a match on for it. feel like they did though. What? I wonder what show was it? Was it like late '98, World War III or something? I don't know. They better have had fucking
Bounce.
The Bounce. Monty Brown.
Period.
I should do it there. Boom. Got it.
A surprise to no one. For 21 minutes, 20 seconds.
Well, you said on the pre-show of Slammiversary that he's going to have an undefeated streak, and he's going to take out Samoa Joe. Right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing here.
Yeah, so.
Okay, still to come company meeting, but up next, AMW versus Team 3D.
Do you think it's going to be Joe against Brown at Victory Road? It has to be.
I don't know, because Steiner just attacked him too, though, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know. Bob Dixie Carter says but Alvarez says he believes is multi-channel news, said that the strong rating for TNA on Thursdays was proof that they deserved a primetime slot.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think it's proof? Do you think they deserve that primetime slot?
They probably should be on primetime. Yeah.
Yeah, probably should.
Here
comes AMW. Okay, Chris Harris, Cowboy James Storm, and Gail Kim, Bob's favorite knockout.
It was bugging me. I'm looking it up right now. I'm not sure if Norman and Chavo ever had a pay-per-view match. It looks like it was primarily. It might have been on Saturday night.
And worldwide. And jacked. Where's Harris going? Oh, he's going to try to sneak attack.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, they did have a match on Nitro.
Really?
Yeah, the night after Starrcade '98. I could have sworn that they would have had.
Oh, look at they're both covering their ears because the pyro's about to go off. They're hiding from Team 3D.
They literally walked by them. They really didn't see him.
Bam! Right from behind.
That shit worked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Come on, dude.
That's funny. I can't believe. Oh wait, they did have a pay-per-view match. Sold out, 1999. Boom! I knew it.
There you go.
I knew it. It went 15 minutes. That's pretty excessive for a murder of a mop.
Well, we're brawling around ringside here. But I have one final note. I'm just going to spit it out. Let's just enjoy the rest of this show.
Just tell me, dude.
Several TNA wrestlers are scheduled to debut on June 30th in AAA. Christy Hemme and Tracy Brooks are supposed to appear along with a star from TNA. Antonio Pena was offering about $1,500 for the shot, and both Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner nixed it as not being enough. So it wasn't clear who it would be.
So they'd be making a debut?
It seems, I mean, that's what it says.
Who would take $1,500 if Nash and Steiner would?
Sting.
No way.
Christian Cage.
No, he could probably get more than $1,500.
I don't know.
I'm thinking Rhino.
David Young.
Rhino.
No, Rhino's been there, I think, hasn't he? Or is he listed in Puerto Rico?
I don't know. I thought it was Puerto Rico. It could have been AAA.
I think either way.
$1,500.
No disqualification tag team, Matt. We didn't know that.
Now you do, because there's a trash can with weapons and he just threw it into the ring.
Okay. Well, now they got my attention. They should have said this earlier.
Is this like a blow-off of these guys, or what?
Yeah, this does feel like a random match, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Oh. Chris Harris just got hit in the head with a keyboard, and the keys flew everywhere, but that looked like it hurt.
They can't feel good.
They got a crutch. He's putting it on the midsection. Oh, nope, it's the crotch.
It's gotta hurt.
Or they're really squeezing Chris Harris's nuts with the crutch. Scaring Gail Kim away.
God, don't scare her away.
It's so messed up.
I mean, I like watching her run away, but I mean, don't do it because of fear. It's fucked up. Sloppy power slam.
That was awful.
But almost got the job done.
That was so bad.
It wasn't great. Scoop and a slam by Harris onto Devon. And Harris is, in fact, bleeding from the keyboard shot as he hits a middle rope leg drop. 1, 2. No. Brother Ray, rock bottom. 1, 2. No. He's a 2 count on Harris. Oh, so Team 3D was on that Southern Championship Wrestling in Florida, as you mentioned. They're super popular. Do you want to take a guess on who they wrestled?
Do I know who it is?
You know one of them.
Oh my God! Brother Ron just hit the trash can lid on Gail Kim's privates.
That's not right.
Who did they fight? The Road Warrior. No, wait, no, one of them's dead.
You know what? Actually, wait a minute. I don't know if you might know. Would you know this guy? I don't think you would. No, I don't think.
Harris is wicked busted, dude. They just did the what's that to James Storm. I don't know if I have a good guess right now, man. The Midnight Express.
No.
I don't know.
I'll say that it's not like a traditional tag team. At least I don't think it is. Like, it's not two guys that team.
Well, then I really don't know.
Okay. Well, one of them, I'm trying to find out. See, I don't think you'll know who he is. The first one is Joey Machete, who also has been known as Joseph in the Almighty Sheik. And he more recently, I guess, has worked for like MLW. And I know you don't watch MLW, so you probably don't know who he is.
I wonder if I saw him, if I would know, but yeah.
There's no way that this is who I think it is.
I would have never guessed that, for the record.
Oh my God, it is. Okay, for maybe some indie marks out there, he was also known.
Wait.
Yeah,
we're having miscommunication. James Storm. Oh fuck, dude! James Storm and Harris were just arguing, and Harris just accidentally hit Storm in the head with a trash can. And 3D. Bob.
I think we know where this is going.
That was a very bad miscommunication.
Well, to continue my non-important Joey Machete note, he was part of a tag team called Black Market for Full Impact Pro, and they had a fairly memorable feud with the team of the Heartbreak Express. No one's gonna know what I'm talking about there. But it was Joey Machete and Matt Bentley that wrestled Team 3D, and of course Team 3D won.
Oh yeah. Here comes the James gang.
Kip looking like $1 million. As
he should.
Oh, shit, 7 days. That's right.
Who is this partner going to be? There's no way it's Bob Armstrong. There's no way.
I fucking hope it's Bullet Bob.
See, your third boy is a member of your family, correct? Oh, I know who it's going to be.
Who?
Oh, wait, maybe not.
Who do you think it was?
Sean Waltman. He said our family runs deep.
Shit.
Dude. They found the ugliest, like, big, like, whatever in their family tree, whatever he said. It's fucking Abyss. What? I guess they're a heel team, I guess, right?
I guess.
2CW matchup here. Brother Runt going for the Astro drop on Abyss.
Oh,
shit. He chucked him out of the ring through a table.
Damn it. That's happened way too many times, Brother Run.
I know.
At some point, just don't do it.
Well, I was right. It wasn't Bullet Bob.
No, it was not.
I would not have guessed it best.
So let me get this straight. Coming out of Slammiversary, Ron Killings is involved in a potential tag team feud with LAX and with Sanjay, and now Abyss is involved in a 6-person tag match. He has no connection with the James Gang.
No. Well, we're back from commercial, Bob, and we are about getting ready for this big meeting. TNA company meeting, dude. Everyone is out of the ring. Heels on one side, faces on one. Jim Cornette's in the ring.
Just for context here, we have 11 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Holy
so that's plenty of time for Jim Cornette to talk.
Holy fuck, dude. That's way too long.
Kidding.
Now look who's right there. Earl Hebner.
He's like, oh,
he's definitely
shit,
getting fired.
I'm fired. Well, LAX.
You've been doing a work stoppage over there because of this immigration reform issue. Well, I got news for you. A work stoppage means a check stoppage. Oh, they will be returning to the ring. What the fuck?
If you don't like that, Jiffy Lube is hiring, so they can work at Jiffy Lube.
What the fuck? Scott Demore, Team Canada.
What the fuck?
Scott Demore said, you all individual contracts. He just disbanded Team Canada.
How can you do that?
What? Crowd's going kind of nuts for that one. AMW has demanded a title match. As Harris has the towel on his head, it looks so funny. At the July pay-per-view, Victory Road, we're going to have a rematch. Oh, a twist. What? AMW, America's Most Wanted, Gail Kim against AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and that big Amazon-looking woman, Amazonia. That's not the rubber match I wanted, dude.
No.
The tag team titles on the line with like the 6-man. Oh my god.
I'm a fan of that. He's literally right in front of you, Jim. Earl looks way too excited. He's gonna get fired so bad.
Larry and Earl, get in the ring.
Yeah. You're fired. Oh, Jeff and Scott. Yeah. You gotta get in there. Let's find out. Just give him the title. I mean, he didn't break any rules.
Jarrett's in.
Scott is part of the package.
He goes, I didn't ask for Scott Steiner, but yeah, come on in. How long have we been friends? 20 years? Yeah, 20 good long years.
Great, you're fired. Fired. That's right.
You get your hand in somebody's pocket, Earl Hebner. So take a message back to all of them, the referees. There you go. He fires Earl Hebner. You said we're friends for 20 years.
Eric Young's like, dude, it's not me. I love her.
Oh my god. Oh, look at all the security for Earl.
Earl can be feisty. I'm so confused at how he can like disband Team Canada. What would be preventing them from still being a group?
Nothing. They're going to backtrack that one.
You have to.
Research Zbyszko's contract.
Uh-oh.
If I fire you, I got to pay you. What if you breach your contract? Then you're done, no money. He goes, that's not going to happen, man. So do any task that you need to do. He's like, yeah, according to your contract. Oh, he can book it in wrestling matches. You know what that means.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're chanting Raven. They know.
They know what's going on.
I understand
What
you and
gave
Raven.
you that idea, Jim?
Yeah. What could it be? We made a joke about his comb over. There's Raven. He's in the crowd. There you go. There's the match. It should have happened at Slammiversary. Raven versus Nabisco. Hair versus hair. You'd love for me to walk out, wouldn't you, Cornette? I'll decide my future, not a Pee Wee Herman looking geek like you. Oh, you know what's next, Bob? The NWA World Heavyweight Champion. This is what it all boils down to.
Gave it to Scott Steiner. Plot twist.
That'd be kind of fun. He doesn't like the idea of giving people championships. Or they give it to their son-in-law just so they can have it. Oof. What do I do now? If I give it to Sting, he'll be mad. And Sting will be mad if he gives it to Christian. They're both about to win in the dead heat when your treachery began. Yeah, you won the match. Duh. We all watched it.
You witnessed it.
The thing that the TNA fans want the most in the world. Oh, you want to see him pounded into a puddle of country gravy. I just don't want to hear him talk every week, Bob. I don't like it.
Yeah, used to it. What? Four-way match.
Whoa. Christian Cage. Okay.
Sting.
Hmm?
Scott Steiner. Samoa Joe.
There he is. Joe. On the heel side. Interesting.
He is on the heel side. Jesus Christ, he's pissed. What?
And when they get finished... Oh my God, he just keeps talking. The winner of that match is the number one contender. And you get your belt on one condition. You have to agree to defend the NWA title against the winner of that match. Okay, so Jarrett has to agree to defend the title, and then he's champion.
Why does Jarrett have to agree? He should be forced to by Cornette.
He said it's yours for now. Okay. Last week it was vacated.
Yeah.
This week, it's Jarrett still.
It's his. Yeah.
What? People are throwing trash again. Yeah, I don't have to deal with you. You have to deal with me. Now the belt is back where it belongs. I'm in the right frame of mind. Christian, you and your mysterious buddy, your tag team partner, we're talking about a tag match that's going to happen next week.
I guess
Well, I got a challenge for you. What? Let's do it right now. We have 1 minute left about on TV, so why don't we just do it right now?
Yeah, do it. Do it.
They said, here comes Sting. Where? Oh, there he is.
From behind. He's a heel.
Oh, shit.
Sting's a heel now.
Turn around, Jarrett. There's Stinger. Oh, shit. Goes after Jarrett. Christian's going after Steiner. Big Bad Booty Daddy.
The preview for next week.
Steiner has more than one shirt. He's got this Big Bad Booty Daddy, and then he's got the Freakzilla one. This dude's raking in the TNA merch money. Christian's battling with Steiner.
Heels not. Uh-oh. There's Joe. Oh.
Oh, shit. Joe locks in the Coquina clutch.
Oh, my God. He's having like an orgasm, choking him out.
Look at this.
Yelling,
We get a
die, die, die.
match graphic for next week, dude.
Well, it's a pretty big match, I guess.
Okay, and we go off the air. All right.
All right.
What'd you think of that?
Not too bad. It seems like it's AMW going to be not AMW.
Dude, what are we doing?
Unless they are not doing the typical way of how you split a tag team.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it either.
We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. But wow, the Cornette stuff is brutal, dude. Long and brutal.
Yeah. It's certainly tough.
It's just the way he talks is so drawn out and like I don't know, it's just a lot.
Well, he just likes to add a lot of words.
Yeah.
Like you and I we could have done all of that in about 2 minutes, and it took him 11.
Yeah. We're gonna find out who's the roughest and toughest, the biggest, the baddest. It's like, okay.
It's like we get it, man.
Come on. Well, needless to say, we have a big tag team match on our next episode, and Victory Road is starting to shape up pretty good, I think. However, it doesn't look like we're getting an NWA title match, which is interesting.
Yeah, Jarrett looks like he's getting the month off. Okay, so I'm assuming the main event for Victory Road will be the number one contendership.
Yeah.
For Jarrett's title, which will be Sting, Samoa Joe, Christian Cage, and Scott Steiner. Now, I guess Samoa Joe is technically, as we saw, a heel, but he's really not.
Yeah.
He's kind of a baby now.
Yeah.
So it's a weird thing that you would have 3 baby faces and 1 heel in the match. Although I'm really thinking that they're going to be teasing hard that Christian Cage is a heel.
Yes, I think so too.
So I think it's going to be more so Sting and Joe as faces and Cage Steiner as the heels. But Dallas, as of right now, who do you think would win that match to then get a title match with Jarrett? And I'm assuming that it would be for August. There's no way this is in reference to October.
No, I was thinking the same thing. I think we're going to get in it. So originally I was thinking Christian, but it depends.
That's what I was thinking.
I guess it depends if they turn him or not. I think that it's going to be Christian. I do. That's
what I'm thinking.
It makes the most sense.
The crowd is going to want Samoa Joe.
Yes.
But there's no way you can do that.
No.
And you better not do Sting if it's in reference to August. Or if it's reference, if it's in reference to August.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. But I guess we'll see soon enough how that's going to play out. All right. Well, next week's episode has a pretty killer main event, or at least featured match. It's going to be essentially the 4th of July weekend. July 6th is the next show, and it's going to feature NWA World Champion Jeff Jarrett teaming up with his buddy Scott Steiner to take on Christian Cage and Sting, two guys who have common enemies, but they are not necessarily getting along very well. So there's quite a bit going on there to keep our attention. It's not a foregone conclusion that they can keep the peace and prevail. So, so you got anything else for this week's episode?
I think that pretty much covers it, Bob. I am looking forward to our march toward Victory Road and beyond. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. All right, well, continue along with us. Until next week, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Across the Line podcast.
Oh,